Imagine this, a desolate, windswept desert. 13 of the world's most elite snipers are gathered, their target? A small, almost invisible speck, a staggering 4,000 meters away. That's 2.5 miles. The air is thick with tension. One by one, they take their shot, and one by one, they fail. The wind, the distance, the sheer impossibility of it all, it's too much. The best of the best, from different nations, all humbled by a single impossible task. For hours, the rhythmic crack of rifles echoed, followed by the frustrating silence of a miss. The atmosphere grew heavy with disappointment. Top-tier marksmen, men who could hit a moving target from a mile away in their sleep, were completely stumped. They checked their scopes, recalculated the windage, the elevation, the Coriolis effect, everything, but the target remained untouched. The challenge seemed less like a test of skill and more like a cruel joke. Their confidence, once rock-solid, began to crumble under the relentless desert sun. Then, from the back of the group, a figure emerged. Quiet, unassuming, almost blending into the background. This was Navy SEAL sniper Isabella. She hadn't spoken a word all day, just watched, observed, and absorbed every detail. Her male counterparts barely noticed her, lost in their own frustrations. As the 13th sniper missed his shot and swore under his breath, Isabella stepped forward. A simple, calm phrase cut through the tension. "Let me do it." A few of the men chuckled. Some just shook their heads, dismissing her. A woman? A Navy SEAL, yes, but this shot was beyond anyone. They had all the same training, the same high-tech gear. What could she possibly do differently? Her commanding officer, however, saw something in her eyes, an unwavering focus, a quiet confidence that was almost unnerving. He gave a curt nod. "The range is yours, Isabella." Isabella moved with a deliberate, practiced grace. She didn't rush. She lay prone, her body becoming one with the earth. She adjusted her rifle, a custom-built machine of precision, but it was the same model the others had used. She didn't fiddle with complex gadgets. Instead, she just closed her eyes for a moment. It seemed like she was listening, not just to the wind, but to the world around her. She was feeling the air, sensing its subtle shifts and currents in a way that no computer could calculate. Her teammates watched, a mix of skepticism and curiosity on their faces. What was she doing? Meditating. This wasn't some Zen retreat. This was the ultimate test of marksmanship. But Isabella was in her own world. She wasn't just looking at the windsocks or the mirage shimmering in the heat. She was reading the story the desert was telling her, how the sand danced, how the heat rose in invisible columns, how the faintest gust whispered across the canyon. This was instinct, honed by thousands of hours of relentless training and a natural gift that couldn't be taught. She opened her eyes. The world seemed to slow down. Through her high-powered scope, the target danced and wavered in the heat haze. But for Isabella, it was perfectly still. She took a slow, steady breath, let half of it out, and her world narrowed to 3 things: the crosshairs, the target, and the space between. Her finger gently squeezed the trigger. There was no hesitation, no doubt. Just pure, absolute certainty. The rifle roared to life, a powerful blast that seemed to momentarily silence the desert wind, the powerful .50 caliber round tore through the air, traveling faster than the speed of sound. For a few agonizing seconds, everything hung in the balance. The bullet's journey was an epic in itself. A 7-second flight where it fought against gravity, wind, and the rotation of the earth. The 13 other snipers held their breath, their own scopes trained on the distant target, waiting, and then it happened. A tiny puff of dust erupted from the target. A sharp, metallic ping echoed back across the vast distance, a sound that was sweeter than any music, a direct hit. Dead center. For a moment there was just stunned silence. The 13 elite snipers lowered their rifles, their faces a mask of disbelief. They had all tried and failed. They had the same equipment, the same environmental data, yet she had done it. On her first try. They looked at Isabella, who was already calmly clearing her rifle, her expression unchanged. She hadn't done it with brute force or a lucky guess. She had done it with a different kind of intelligence. She understood the art behind the science. While the others were fighting the environment, she had become a part of it. She didn't just calculate the variables, she felt them. She had listened to the desert's secrets, and it had rewarded her with a perfect shot. The silence was finally broken by her commanding officer. A slow clap that soon turned into a roar of applause from the very men who had doubted her. It was a moment that shattered stereotypes. It wasn't about gender or strength. It was about a deeper connection to the craft. Isabella didn't boast or gloat. She simply gave a small nod and faded back into the group, her job done. She had proven that sometimes the quietest voice has the most to say, and the calmest hand can achieve the impossible. Her legend grew that day. The story of the silent Navy SEAL woman who succeeded where 13 of the world's best had failed became a new benchmark for excellence. It was a powerful reminder that true skill isn't always loud or obvious. It's often found in quiet observation, deep intuition, and the courage to say, "Let me do it," when everyone else thinks it can't be done. Isabella taught them all a lesson that went far beyond marksmanship. The greatest weapon is a mind that can see what others can't. Thanks for watching our story today. If you were inspired by Isabella's incredible focus and skill, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of amazing individuals who defy the odds. Let us know in the comments what you think is the most important quality for an elite operator. See you next time.